Oh my god, I scored an Hermes lottery leather appointment, queens. Watch on to find out. Hi luxurious queens, I have been keeping this very big secret since I got back, and even on Instagram. I know some of you are on my private account there, and I didn't want to spoil the fun for all of us. I would like to say that I scored the Hermes lottery leather appointment in Paris, and here I am today to recount to you how I scored the appointment, when I applied, what sort of notifications you will receive, and my thoughts of giving up. Also, a disclaimer first, I am not some Hermes VIP or mega influencer or luxury blogger. I am just an average person, just like every other tourist who visits Paris and hopes to get lucky at the lottery. Although I do admire Hermes vintage bags and leathers since my first pre-loved bag I bought for myself in 2019, I am constantly fascinated by many of their innovations and read a lot into them. So if you are new here, my name is Lokie and I enjoy sharing what I've learned and experienced in the world of Hermes. If you find this video interesting and enjoy content like this, then I would love to welcome you to join my channel and subscribe, because I will have lots more Hermes Paris content coming up in the next few weeks. And of course, if you have any questions, do drop me a comment and I will be sure to answer them for you. Always happy to help. Let me start with the dry bits of the appointment, because that is probably the most crucial part where the Hermes magic happens. So the leather appointment is an online system where it gives you the opportunity to have a set time with an Hermes SA from the leather department to request for a leather bag of your choice. And the page looks like this. I will leave the links down in the description section below. And for all other departments like jewelry, scarves, small leather goods, belts, shoes, and ready to wear, you can walk in anytime. Basically, this web page is only available on a smartphone, and the page opens from 10:30 a.m. through to 6:30 p.m. France time. And applying today would mean trying to get the appointment for the next day. One exception is that Hermes is closed on Sundays, which also means applying on Saturday would mean for a Monday. So in my example here, I apply on the 29th of April for the 30th of April. The first option is to choose your store. Well, you could pick a specific store, but in my case, I usually choose the no preference. As for the phone and the passport number, that would be the phone, you will receive the activation code, and the passport number will be important when you actually score the appointment and when you make payment. Also, if you have multiple passports and want to create multiple accounts, you cannot use it on the same phone line, which also means you need another phone for a second separate account. So after you get through the first page, you should receive the activation code via SMS to that number you provided. In the next 1 to 3 minutes and after, you should receive this page, which is then a waiting game till the end of the day. For my case, I was in Paris for 10 days. And from my earlier videos, where I talked about the Hermes stores and my experience, you would have known that I scooted off to the FSH flagship store on my first day and bought some of my wishlist items. So I was a very happy camper anyway, and also set really low expectations for myself, as my main aim was to enjoy myself, the food and the culture. But still, I go through the same routine of applying for the appointment online. I have never asked for special treatment to slot me in for the next day at the store, nor do I find the leather appointment person and cry her a story. In fact, some days I enjoy myself too much and almost forget to apply online until my husband reminded me. He too also tried, just to double our chances. Now, with regards to the outcome of the appointment request, it should come through via email you provided. I realized that when I was unsuccessful, the reply would come through really late from 9 p.m. onwards. And the latest rejection timing I got was about 11:55 p.m. I know some people got the rejections even later than that, but I guess it is all computerized. Well, about halfway through my trip and having been unsuccessful over the last 5 days, I thought to myself that, so many ladies on Pursebop are trying, and some of them 60 to 100 times and still have not gotten an appointment. Why in the world would I ever get one? Plus, I did not have that long a time in Paris to keep trying. In fact, and realistically speaking, I had one purchase from the FSH store from my first day, and one scarf, the Royal Tiger, from the Sephora store, and no purchase from the Singapore boutique. So record-wise, I am considered really new to Hermes. So we were around day 5 by now and still not successful. I wasn't hoping for much, but still didn't want to give up. Anyhow, as you can tell, the appointment system is really quite easy to navigate, and it takes less than 5 minutes. Somehow, I had a few close friends who knew I was going to Paris, and I got a text from them telling me not to give up. They sent me encouraging text messages, especially the article from Pursebop saying Hermes Paris dreams become reality for these friends, dated on 10th of April, which was so timely because it was right smack in the middle of my vacation. So of course, I read the article again and again in case I missed any helpful tips. I think the ladies mentioned they set an alarm clock for 10:30 in the morning to apply for their appointment, so of course I took note of that. Well, the next morning was our planned trip to the Palace of Versailles, and clearly I forgot about this Hermes Online Appointment. We were so impressed with the palace, the artwork, and the gardens, and only when we were right smack in the middle of the garden maze did I remember about this appointment system. And by then, it was quite close to 12 noon. I recall that it was such a ridiculous place to apply for this appointment in the palace gardens, but I did it anyway and also reminded my husband as well. Though it did take a while to get the activation code via SMS, but it was all settled. And I still remembered how cool this may be. This may be my lucky place to score the Hermes lottery appointment. Anyhow, we carried on with our day's activities. We went vintage and thrift shopping, which I will show you another day. That was amazing. We also went to hunt down some really good desserts and crepes, which Ash from Lux recommended. And only when we got back, then I received the SMS at 8:20 p.m. which reads, "We are pleased to confirm your appointment. You will be welcome on April the 13th in our store at 24 Faubourg Saint-Honoré at 3:35 p.m. The given hour may be subject to change. Please consult web link." Well, I have never received an Hermes SMS before, and usually the rejection will be through the email. So I asked my husband to double check his, and he still hasn't received the rejection email yet. I went back to my email, and yes, it confirmed that I was successful at the Hermes leather appointment at the flagship store. I couldn't believe it at first and tried to stay calm, as I also know that an appointment does not mean scoring a quota bag. At this stage, there was just so many things flying through my head. What should I say on this appointment? What should I wear? Which bag should I carry tomorrow? What is my holy grail bag I always wanted? Should I aim high? Should I aim low? Should I be broad with my request? Should I be very specific? Honestly, I felt so nervous and unprepared, and it felt worse than medical school exams. At this stage, I went back watching more YouTube videos regarding this leather appointment, but most of them were unsuccessful, so we never got that far, and it made me feel really negative in general about it. Anyhow, I went to bed without a clear idea of what bag I would like to request for, but I decided to bring my Hermes Uakua to the appointment in case I could ask a little bit about the spa process as well if we had time. Well, there you go. Lokie scores the Hermes lottery appointment after her first purchase at the Faubourg Saint-Honoré flagship store on her 6th attempt. I hope you enjoyed today's story time. For those of you who are in Paris right now, don't give up just yet on the appointment system. Keep applying because you never know, the Hermes lucky stars may just come your way. Thank you for sitting through with me today, and I hope this video will help some of you out in some way or other in scoring your dream bag. I hope you subscribe to my channel and do hit that bell and like button if you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned to my next video where I bring you on my Hermes lottery level appointment at FSH, and perhaps I may ask for something quite out of reach. Well, stay tuned. Take care and goodbye, please.